All right, guys, Gary over at Stripwell wanted to do a head-to-head. We've done some where it's like a one-on-one. Today I wanted to do a big one. I wanted to do a head-to-head with sort of the online DIY favorites along with our QCS product, our QCS Vintage Finish Remover. So we have Citrus Strip, we have Green Easy Strip and Clean, we have the Blue Bear Paint Stripper, we have Easy Off Oven Cleaner, which is something that's a whole different ball game, and then we have our QCS Vintage Finish Remover. So we're gonna I'm gonna just put them all on this headboard. It's a walnut headboard, and I'm going to just see what they each do. So we're gonna look at safety. We're gonna look at how effective it is. Obviously the health part of it. We're gonna look at all of it and see what we come up with. All right, so let's get started. First of all, we're gonna do citrus strip. So we're gonna just dump some on here, and there we go. And I'm going to just kind of spread that around. I'm going to put it on nice and heavy. With most stripper products, it's good to really get a nice heavy coat. Whether it's paste or liquid, you want it to really have a good wetness to be able to have time to cut in and really work. So we're going to do that. We're going to get that on there, really get it on there wet. And oops, there we go. Just do that. Okay, so we're going to get into the details around the border and then across the face. Okay, so that's citrus strip. Now, let's do the next. Next up is product by Green Easy. This is probably, next to QCS, the safest out of all the products that we're going to be doing today. This is the cleanup spray. This is like the afterwash. Most DIYers I see using this instead of the stripper they have. They have a kind of gelish stripper, like a kind of a liquidy gel stripper. They use that first. I think it's kind of the same consistency as you'll see in the Blue Bear product. But a lot of people use this because they want to be able to put it on and then rinse it off. So we're just going to use this product. And here's the application for the Green Easy Strip and Clean. Pretty easy. Next is Blue Bear. This is another pretty safe product, but there are some hidden dangers in it. I think they may have reworked their formula or offered a second formula. I don't know exactly, but I've heard that some people were upset by finding out that there was some safety issues that they didn't know, and so I think Blue Bear maybe offered another version or changed the version altogether. I'm not sure on that though, but there are some things in Blue Bear that are not super healthy. But overall, it is I believe soy-based stripper, and there is a lot more safety in this than some of the old methylene chloride strippers and other products. So again, like citrus strip, just smear it on nice and heavy and let that sit. All right, next off is the wild card. This is the Easy Off oven cleaner. Now, if you're, I don't know, what circles you are in, but on social media, this Easy Off oven cleaner stripping thing really took off, and I see so many videos of people using this in their, in their driveways on furniture, and then hosing it off and just washing all of this chemical into the soil and everything else. So I highly recommend that you don't use Easy Off in general, but just because a lot of you do, I'm going to use that in the comparison of just how it works. But I recommend you don't use Easy Off cleaner. I don't care what you use. The other three options prior are good options. Don't use Easy Off if you can avoid it. So I'm just going to spray this on. It's kind of an aerosol. And I'm going to just spray that on nice and wet and let that sit. Okay, last is QCS, and this is our product, and it does not contain a lot of these harsh chemicals and products in it. We've developed this to be effective and safe, so we're going to try this on this end, and this is another spray-on style stripper, which some people on verticals, they don't really like spraying it on the vertical surfaces. So we recommend on vertical surfaces to do a light tack coat, just to soften the finish a little bit, and then just subsequent like light coats. That way it kind of keeps sticking, versus if you put it on too heavy, it might just run off. Let it kind of dissolve into the finish and become like a gel, because that's kind of what it does. It sort of merges in with the finish and gels up. So that's QCS. So now I'm going to give this for QCS and for the Green Easy, I think for all of them, around 15 to 30 minutes is sort of the optimum time to let it sit, to check it and see if it's working. Sometimes that's enough time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it 30 minutes. I'm going to recoat each one at 15 minutes off camera, and then come back and we're going to judge it at that point and see how it comes. We're not going to go until they're all stripped perfectly. We're going to just see at 30 minutes how they each did and how they clean up. And so we'll see what's left. We'll see how they worked and all of that. And I will tell you this, that the Easy Off, it has an odor that's kind of stings you a little bit. I'm not wearing a mask because everything is pretty healthy here, but that product does have a little bite to it, so be cautious when using that. All right, 5 minutes has elapsed, and I just want to show you, kind of see if we see anything going on here. I see something going on up here with the Easy Off. It's kind of darkening in there. QCS still looks clear, and that will just kind of stay looking clear. The Blue Bear's looking just kind of clear, but again, that's probably kind of dissolving in. Here's the Strip and Clean by Green Easy. Seeing some stuff going on. Don't know exactly what. It looks like some discoloration and things. And then there's the Citrus Strip, which it's hard to tell what's going on, but something's probably going on. Citrus Strip does work. I mean, it will cut through, so it's just hard to tell. But probably when we do a test at the very end, it probably will have worked. It's just hard to tell. All right, guys, we are back. This has been a full 30 minutes. I coated at the beginning. I coated at 15, again, everything. And then I coated just before coming back on to kind of loosen it up again, because you always want to kind of put on a final little bit to loosen it right before you go to take it off. So we're going to try a few different things. Number one, we're going to try a putty knife. Okay, I have a little putty knife. I'm going to do sort of a swipe test. So I'm going to just cut through and see what it does on each one, and we'll start with that. Okay, first is Citrus Strip. So I'm going to go right here, and I'm just going to go through it with one push, one even push. Okay? And there you go. That looks like it's down to bare wood, from what I can tell. So there's that one. Okay, this is the Green Easy Strip and Clean. And I'm going to do the same thing. One push right through the middle. Let's see what it does. Okay, it took some off. I don't know if that's down to bare wood. I'm going to do another swipe just to open that up a little wider. It's kind of running back in. I can't tell if that's down to bare wood. I think it might be, but I can't tell. So we'll leave it there. It's Blue Bear. Gonna go right down the middle again and see how this did. All right, that looks like that did a nice job. Similar to Citrus Strip, it's pretty obvious that that went down to the bare wood, so that's good. Here's Easy Off. I still laugh because please don't use Easy Off on furniture and outside and all that. I know that it's like a thing that is kind of trendy right now, but please don't. But here we are doing it. Let's see. One thing I can tell right away is that all of this area looks really black. So I don't know if it's discolored the wood permanently or what, but there's something going on there. So let's go down here and do a swipe across the middle. Let's see. Okay, that feels a little weird. I don't know what just happened there. I'm going to do another swipe. So from what I can tell, that looks black. And I feel like it has chemically hurt the wood. I don't know yet. We'll know when we clean it off. But it seems like it took the finish off, but it is black. And lastly, QCS. Again, I'm going to come over here, going right down the middle. Let's start here. and cut right through the middle. And that also looks like it's down to bare wood, like the Blue Bear citrus strip. And I think the Green Easy is also down to bare wood. It's just hard to tell because that also did some discoloring. So, but QCS is, let me just do another pass just to show you. The liquid ones are tough because they kind of roll back in on themselves, but that looks like that is down to bare wood. So there you go. There's the putty knife swipe. Look at that. That is the easy off. That is deep and dark. Good for ebonizing it, apparently. But there you go. There's the swipe test. Next, I'm going to use some zero steel wool. So this is right in the middle. This is not the ultra fine 4.0. This is not the really coarse. This is right in the middle. It's got a nice coarseness, but not too much. And I'm going to just take and scrub one side and see what happens. I'm going to scrub it and just see kind of how it reacts with the so you can see this is kind of messy. The gels are messy. I mean, I know on verticals they're nice because they cling, but it's so hard to tell what's going on as you're scrubbing, and it's just really messy. That's the only thing I'm not a big fan of with the gels. It gets stuck in the details and it becomes a real mess. But anyway, that is that citrus strip, scrubbing that with zero steel wool. Here is the strip and clean from Green Easy. Gonna scrub this one using zero steel wool. And now again, this is nice because you can see what you're doing, which is a big plus. So I'm not gonna go excessive. I'm gonna just sort of the same as I did with the citrus strip. But you can see, like, you can see what's going on here, whether good or bad, you could see it. And that's a big plus. This just is very messy, but this you can see. But I'm going to leave it there. Again, I'm not recoating anything right now. I'm just going over what's there. I'm not dipping and scrubbing or applying more. I'm just going by the 3 coats on each. Next is Blue Bear. Same thing. I'm going to take some steel wool and scrub this side, the left. Scrub this. And again, I'm just going to kind of do it like I've done the others. Better, I think better than citrus strip because it's clear. You can kind of see what you're doing, but still a little difficult because of the mess. It just sort of is very goopy. But the goopiness, again, is nice on verticals and different things. That's the reason that it is like that. So it's hard to tell yet how that did, but better than citrus strip in the gel division of our competition. Here is Easy Off oven cleaner. Gonna scrub that. You should probably wear gloves. I'm not wearing gloves, but you should probably wear gloves. Okay, so this is very scary to me. So it seems to have taken the finish off, but the wood is gone. So that is not good. It's one reason why when I see these videos, I'm kind of horrified of people using Easy Off on furniture. Having restored furniture for 23 years, using an oven cleaner on fine furniture or fine vintage furniture scares me, and this is one reason, because it has turned completely black, and I don't know if that will dry and go away, but I don't think it will. I think that's a chemical reaction, chemical burn. So that's the Easy Off scrubbed. And lastly is QCS, and I'll scrub this area, and much like the Green Easy, it's clear and liquid, so it moves around and you can kind of just scrub and see what you're doing, which is a big plus. Also, QCS, it has no water in the formula. I don't know the formula, like how the other recipes of these other products are, but usually there's water added. Having no water in our formula, it sort of stays wet like a gel would for longer, and you can move it around and manipulate it more, and it won't just dry up on you like other products will. So that is the QCS scrubbed. Okay, so my last test for the 5 competitors here is I'm going to take some of these shop towels. These are just the more heavy-duty paper towels, and I'm going to wipe off the residue. So I want to see sort of what wipes off just with a towel. I also want to see how much it's going to require to get it clean. More than likely, a couple of these products would need to be washed again, but I want to see how clean they come with no washing, no mineral spirits, no acetone, just wiping it off and see where we stand there, just to kind of gauge what that looks like. So first is citrus strip, and this is gonna be a kind of a goopy mess. Hold on a second. That's what I'm gonna do on the whole thing. It's hard to hold my camera and do it, so I'm just gonna go down the line and just wipe them off camera. I'm not doing any funny business. I'm literally just wiping them off with the towels, and I'm not spending any extra time. Just whatever it takes to get the residue off. So I'm gonna do that off camera, and hopefully you trust me, because I'm not gonna do funny business. But it's hard to hold the camera and still do it. So okay, I'll be back. Okay guys, so we're back. Here is the final result. I went along and wiped each of the panels with the paper towels, with the work towels. And here's what I found. Now, number one, the gels, both the citrus strip and the blue bear, required a lot of paper towels to get all the residue off. I mean, probably 3 to 4 times as many as the other products. So they used up more materials. It was a little messier. But in the end, it came out pretty clean. Again, I did not wash this with anything. Normally, if you were using some of these products, you would use mineral spirits or acetone or alcohol, something to wipe it, or water maybe. I have done none of that on any of these. So these are all just wiped of the material that was on them. So first of all, a citrus strip. Let me stop, and I'm going to do another clip here. Okay, I just wanted to get a fresh clip. Here's what I want to go over. Just some of the observations. Number one is color. I'm going to step back. You can see that there are 2 obvious winners as far as color goes. If you're looking to restore an original color, Blue Bear and our QCS, the color is great. Really, really nice. That's the way walnut should look, so that's great. In between them is the obvious loser. That's the Easy Off. I'm actually shocked at what it did to the wood. It just turned it completely black. So that is no good. And then these 2 on the ends are sort of the middle. Citrus strip darkened the wood quite a bit. Not horribly, but dark. And you can also see some darkening in here from the Green Easy Strip and Clean. Close, you can see that this, I mean, there's some, again, this has just been wiped, so there's, you could clean this up a little bit more with, some sort of afterwash, but this is pretty clean. Citrus strip came pretty clean. Some of these shiny spots are just areas that the rag didn't get. Some of them are a little bit of finish, but overall, that's pretty clean. As far as the strip and clean, this is all still finish right here. So I scrubbed here with the steel wool, and then where I didn't scrub, you can still see there's finish here all along the trim up there. So that did not really get it clean, so that's kind of a fail when it comes to the stripping within the time we've allotted. So let me just be clear on that. It was taking it off, but within the 30-minute time frame. And then Blue Bear, very nice, came nice and clean. The Easy Off oven cleaner, there's still finish, but if you wanted an ebonized walnut, this is the way to go. That's just crazy to me. Oh man, I don't know who started that trend, but please stop doing it. Easy Off oven cleaner. It may not do this on all woods, so again, if you're a fan of it, don't hate me for saying that, but this is not good. This would be very bad if I was working on a client's project or something. So that's bad. Now QCS, and again, this is our product, so it's gonna sound like we're trying to whatever. This was a dream to wipe off. Few paper towels wiped off. It's totally clean. That little discoloring right there is actually filler from the factory. It's spotless. There's not really any finish on it at all. So that came out really nice. So for the DIYer, or this, kind of the more small time refinisher that's, you're sort of doing it by hand in your garage, in your backyard, in your driveway. Even for those of you who are professionals that are working with various products, here's my final verdict. You can decide based on what I've shown you. Um, Easy off, that's no, just stop. Don't even think about that one. Let's get that one out of there. We don't even want to look at that again. So no easy off oven cleaner ever again unless you're cleaning your oven. I would say that as far as effectiveness goes, if we're going that route, the next to lose would be the green easy strip and clean. But it is very safe. So there's your balance. With more time, it may have worked. I don't know, but so safety great, effectiveness and speed not so great. So then there's Citrus Strip, Old Faithful in the DIY community. A lot of people use Citrus Strip. Number one about Citrus Strip, just because it smells like oranges doesn't mean that's what's actually stripping the finish off. Citrus Strip, it has scents added. It actually says citrus scent. So don't think that somehow this is an organic product. It's not an organic product. If you look up the SDS on it, you'll see that there are some hazards in citrus strips. So I always think of DIYers who are assuming that they're using something very safe. It's safer for sure than, like it says here, no methylene chloride or NMP. That's great, but you replace that with other things that are dangerous. So, just do your research. Look into the SDS on all these products, but look into that. You'll see that it's not as safe as you may think, so be cautious. Now, with both of these products, this one's very safe, very clean, so that's a big plus. This one, not as safe and much messier, but effectiveness, Citrus Strip better than that. Clean and safe, this is better than Citrus Strip. As you can see, I don't like the coloring that I'm seeing on either of them. I don't like what it's doing to the wood. It's changing the color. I'm not a big fan of that. I like the wood to remain sort of the way it should look and the way that it would look kind of originally. So I like the finish to kind of wash off and then have a really nice original color. I don't really care for how both of those look. Maybe in time they'll dry and change, but right now I'm not a big fan of the final coloring of the wood that either of those products did. Lastly, we're down to Blue Bear and QCS, and both came out really clean. The wood is down to a nice raw, just raw clean state. Same with the QCS. The mess, Blue Bear was much messier. The plus of that is it's a gel, so on verticals that's helpful. I said earlier, if you're working on verticals with QCS, since it's a liquid, I tend to apply it lightly so it kind of sticks in and starts to make a gel out of itself and the finish it's removing. So you'll get some runoff, but it will still work and still kind of stick. Most of it will stick. So I don't think that on verticals you have to use a gel. I think that if you do it right, you can get away with the liquid. But the coloring is great. You can compare it to the rest of them. These two stand out big time. All right, guys. So the final, sort of my final verdict on these, and you guys can be the judge based on what you've seen. I'm trying to, even though QCS is our product, and yes, I would love for you to buy QCS, I am trying to be fair. I think the results sort of speak for themselves in a lot of ways. So I'm not trying to pick on any products or do any of that. I'm trying to keep you safe as a user who may not have all the health precautions or safety precautions and equipment in place. So you're using it and you're somewhat exposed. So you need something that is safe for you to use in your basement, your garage, your yard, around your children and animals, and something that's safe that if it goes into the environment, won't be a problem, or flammability, combustibility when it comes to rags and things. You want something that's safe for you and effective. These two products, and I'm going to include Blue Bear in this. Blue Bear is a good option for you for a gel. We do not have a gel. We have a liquid. The reason we have a liquid is that number one, it's just so it's so nice to work with. I'm just going to show you here in a second. You know, for an afterwash now, I would use QCS again. So you just spray it on and you wipe it clean. I'll do that in a second. With Blue Bear, you're going to introduce something else most likely. You might use water, but you might use alcohol or mineral spirits or acetone, all of which are solvents. So even if you're safe here or safer here, you're going to then introduce something else that again opens you up and exposes you to something that we're trying to avoid. So with QCS, it is your one step. It is the strip and then it is the afterwash, and I'll show you what I mean by that. QCS really shines in the details. So cleanup was like 2 or 3 paper towels versus Blue Bear, which was about 3 or 4 times that many paper towels, and it's just messy. So you know, this was a very quick cleaning. This was again just wiped clean, so like the others. So you know, the raw wood is exposed now just from wiping it off, which is awesome. But now for the final afterwash, I would just use more QCS. And so what's awesome is now you just take this and you just wipe the surface down, and that's going to get you a nice clean surface free of residue and anything on it, any contaminants. It's going to get it all off. So you can go in here and sort of spot treat. If you see a little finish anywhere, you could spot treat it, but you're going to use that as your afterwash after you use it as your stripper. Now this rag, if this was another solvent like mineral spirits or acetone or alcohol, this becomes a you know, a fire hazard. You know, you throw this in your trash, well, it can combust and start a fire. You know, that's why we encourage you to use QCS, because this is now not a fire hazard, and it's safe. I mean, I actually, when I'm done, wash my hands with QCS. I don't need gloves with QCS, though we recommend just to stay clean and you know, a little caution because everyone's skin is different. It's not caustic, so it's not going to burn your hands no matter how long you leave it on there. So it's safe for that too. So you can use it barehanded. You'll get messy, so wear gloves to not get messy. And also, if you have painted nails, say goodbye to those. But I don't have painted nails, so I don't worry about that. But anyway, so if you're a DIYer, you know, I hope this helped, because you know, there's a lot of information out there that you have to weed through. So yeah, I hope this helped, guys. I hope that you get some clarity. Again, my background is 23 years of professional furniture refinishing for clients. And so for me, you know, we have used over the years some very harsh products and chemicals, and so I'm aware of just the other extreme. Some of you watching this who do use methylene chloride strippers or, you know, really harsh products, hey, that's fine. I mean, everyone can do their own thing. I just think that we all need to move towards a healthier lifestyle and a healthier way of doing our work. And unfortunately, sometimes the green products and the safe products don't actually function. And so we really developed QCS to not only be safe for everybody, but also function well. So hopefully you enjoy this video. Subscribe to our channel, and if you have any comments or questions, throw those below. And be sure to keep restoring and keep doing it safely.